In the heart of Southeast Asia, along the Red River, the Dongson civilization emerged more than 2,700 years ago. These were riverside communities of stilt houses, where families farmed, fished, and traded. Masters of metal, they transformed bronze into tools, weapons, and the legendary drums. Life in Dongson villages was rich with craft, where women spun fibers into textiles for daily use and trade. The river fed their people, its waters teeming with fish, and its channels serving as highways of trade. Rice was the lifeblood of their world, sustaining villages and shaping their calendar of rituals. Markets brought people together, where goods, ideas, and stories traveled across the rivers. At the heart of Dongson life was the bronze drum, its thunderous beat uniting the people in ritual and belief. Around 700 BCE, in the fertile Red River Delta, a new civilization began to take shape. Sheltered by limestone mountains, the Dongson people thrived in a land of abundance. The Dongson inherited traditions from earlier cultures, such as the Fengwen, masters of pottery. From the Dongdao culture came the knowledge of metal, paving the way for bronze mastery. Dongson culture merged these earlier traditions into something greater. The fertile floodplains made wet rice farming the foundation of their prosperity. Monsoon rains brought both hardship and fertility, shaping their cycles of life. The Red River was not only their lifeline, it was their highway of trade. Through trade, they encountered the great civilizations of China. Their influence spread across Southeast Asia, from the mountains to the seas. Bronze became their art, their weapon, and their symbol of power. The bronze drum was the voice of their world, echoing across valleys and rivers. From riverbanks to hillsides, their settlements spread wide, marking their growing power. Rituals bound them together, reinforcing both faith and authority. With wealth came danger, and the Dongson built defenses to guard their homes. From these lands, a civilization rose that would shape the destiny of Vietnam and beyond. At the top of Dongson society stood the tribal chiefs, symbols of power and authority. Elders advised their leaders, keeping tradition alive through generations. Beneath the chiefs, warriors defended their people, trained for battle on land and river.
Skilled smiths shaped bronze into weapons, tools, and treasures.
Most were farmers, working the paddies that fed the entire society. Others turned to the river, catching fish with spears and nets. Livestock filled their villages with life. Pigs, chickens, and dogs were common companions. Women sustained daily life, grinding grain, cooking meals, and caring for families.
Even the youngest were part of the rhythm of the village.
Bronze and stone jewelry adorned both men and women, and signs of beauty and status. They carved gemstones into ornaments treasured across Southeast Asia. Women played vital roles in production, weaving the fabrics that clothed their people. Women also led rituals, their dances honoring spirits and ancestors. Rivers became arteries of commerce, carrying goods far beyond their homeland. From islands and mountains, traders brought spices, beads, and exotic goods.
Markets bustled with barter, every deal sealed by hand and word.
Even animals were currency, traded alongside bronze and cloth. Weapons and tools were traded far beyond their villages, symbols of Dongson skill. Even in trade, the drum was present, announcing deals and calling the people together. Even in trade, the drum was present, announcing deals and calling the people together.
Surplus meant security, allowing their civilization to endure and grow.
Their influence spread along waterways, connecting distant lands and cultures.
Feasts celebrated the bonds of community, uniting all classes in joy.
Power was sanctified through ritual, where chiefs and villagers stood united. This was Dongson society, layered, vibrant, and connected by river and ritual.
Among their greatest creations was the bronze drum, masterpiece of art and spirit. At its center, the sun radiated outward, symbol of life and cosmic power.
Birds, symbols of freedom, circled the sun, guiding souls between earth and sky.
Scenes of boat processions spoke of river journeys and warfare.
Dancers encircled the sun, eternal movement frozen in bronze. Warriors on its surface told of strength and conflict. The lac bird, sacred to the Vietnamese, soared across their drums as symbol of identity.
Its voice united the people in reverence and awe. In war, its thunder called warriors to arms and struck fear in enemies.
Its sound carried across valleys and rivers, a signal of power. To the chiefs, the drum was authority itself, a symbol of rule.
These drums traveled far, carried across forests and mountains.
Drums spread into Laos, symbols of prestige for neighboring tribes. They reached Thailand, treasured as both relic and ritual object. Even faraway islands of Indonesia kept the voice of Dongson alive.
They became gifts of diplomacy, sacred treasures exchanged between tribes. The drum's thunder could be heard across mountains and valleys.
To children, it was magic, an object alive with sound and spirit.
In ceremonies, its rhythm bound the living to their ancestors.
Each carving was a story, a record of rituals, battles, and beliefs. Unlike fragile scrolls, bronze drums preserved history for millennia.
Held aloft, the drum was more than an object. It was a crown of power.
Bronze drums spread across Southeast Asia, their echoes still heard today as timeless voices of the past. The warriors of Dongson armed themselves with bronze spears, daggers, and axes.
Each weapon gleamed with the strength of their craftsmanship.
The battle axe was both tool and weapon, a symbol of warrior might.
They trained together, disciplined and fierce, ready to defend their homeland.
On their drums, war boats were carved, testament to river battles fought. Their greatest strength lay upon the rivers, where war canoes carried their might.
With bronze weapons and swift canoes, they ruled the waterways. They clashed with rival tribes, fierce battles echoing across the rivers. Bronze daggers found their mark in close combat.
Arrows darkened the sky, swift and deadly.
Axes shattered shields and cut paths through foes. From above, the scale of battle revealed the fury of their wars. Many battles ended with enemies fleeing before their bronze might. Victory strengthened their people, forging unity through blood and triumph.
Feasts celebrated warriors' return, binding the community tighter. Legends tell of An Duang Vuong, ruler of Aulak, said to descend from this culture. Stories of the golden turtle still echo, linking myth to history. Beyond defense, they expanded, pressing into lands of neighboring tribes. Clashes with neighbors secured their lands and wealth. Villages fell before them, absorbed into the growing Dongson sphere. Drums summoned them for war, echoing the will of their leaders.
Strategic minds laid the foundation for future kingdoms. Their wars forged unity, laying the seeds of the earliest Vietnamese states. From bronze and blood, the Dongson laid foundations for a nation.
After 100 BCE, the Dongson world faced growing pressure from the north. The Han Empire advanced south, its armies disciplined and iron-clad. Scouts brought word of the northern tide pressing closer each season. Nam Viet, once powerful, fell under Han assault in 111 BCE. With siege engines and overwhelming force, the Han conquered the south. Resistance crumbled, and with it, the independence of the region.
The Dongson people watched as empires shifted and foreign powers advanced.
The Han imposed taxes, drawing wealth from conquered lands. Local leaders lost authority. Their councils diminished under foreign rule. Gradually, Dongson society was absorbed into Han administration.
Many drums fell silent, hidden away as echoes of a fading culture.
Assimilation followed as customs and traditions began to change.
Some resisted quietly, clinging to their heritage in hidden places.
Han patrols spread across the land, enforcing control. Over time, Han writing and customs began to take root. Rituals survived, but blended with foreign symbols. Some drums were hidden away, preserved for future generations.
For elders, each drum was a voice of ancestors fading into silence.
The banner of empire replaced the symbols of old.
Yet the drums endured, echoing across centuries as relics of a lost civilization.
Today, the bronze drum stands as a national symbol of Vietnam. Its image endures in the nation's symbols, a reminder of ancient strength. UNESCO recognizes the bronze drums as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Artists continue to draw inspiration from its timeless motifs.
In temples, replicas of bronze drums remain objects of devotion.
Folk dances still echo the rhythms of ancient Dongson ceremonies.
Children learn that their roots stretch back to the Dongson age.
From Vietnam, their legacy reached Laos, Thailand, and Indonesia.
Across Southeast Asia, the bronze drum became part of shared heritage.
In Thailand, drums joined rituals of joy and celebration.
Even on distant islands, its beat became part of local traditions.
Designs from the drum inspire modern jewelry and fashion. Public art keeps the Dongson imagery alive in modern life. Even music schools use its rhythm to connect past and present.
Elders remind us that these drums carry the voice of ancestors.
From its dawn, Vietnam was a center of creativity, shining across Southeast Asia. From the rice fields of the Red River, a remarkable civilization took root.
They cultivated the land, built villages, and forged tools of bronze. Their drums became voices of gods and ancestors, uniting communities.
They defended their lands with bronze spears and swift river canoes.
Though conquests dimmed their independence, their spirit endured.
The Dongson civilization may have vanished, but its drums still echo across Southeast Asia.
New generations carry forward the memory of their ancestors.
Subscribe to Civilizations Uncovered to explore more forgotten worlds and hidden histories.